Hello everybody, I'm Mikhail, a backend developer living in France. Today let's talk about nullability and empty values implementation in Java and Go. Let's compare two different approaches, two different philosophy in implementing absence of values. Let's go along the Rhône River in Lyon and let's talk in details about that. Okay, let's start discussing differences in nullability and empty value implementation in Java and Go. Why this is important? Because null pointer errors, empty references, still are most frequent errors in Java systems, and also still there is no single point of view for how API contracts should be designed in terms of null-nil reference usage. First of all, the main point is that Java is a reference-based language by default. So everything that you work with, except small subset of primitive types, so everything else are pointers actually. In Go, by default, the opposite case. Everything that you create, every type, every variables are values by default, not pointers. So why this matters so much? Null or nil versus empty values looks like small technical detail, but in reality it affects very much how do you coding every day to your everyday decisions in your code base. The real question is not just that one language has null, another limits null usage like Go, but the question how your programming language make you model missing data, and that's where Java and Go approaches work differently from very beginning. So nice view to Lyon bridges over the Rhône River. So let's start with Java in details. In Java you have only 6 primitive types. These are byte, short, int, long, float, double char and boolean. And apart from that, every type that you use, you create are your classes, and effectively you use them by references, and every reference can be null. So we can state that almost everything that you work, every variable, every field that you work in Java are references, which means that you have to specifically check its nullability. Is it null or not? And it's very annoying and create a lot of boilerplate code. And this boilerplate checks, so your Java code looks like kind of very noisy. Almost constant null checks in every method, every function, and so on. Even if you create some empty objects and empty values for your types, for your classes, in any case you will have to check them for null. For example, consider plain code, a variable type of user class, and you assign to this variable repository.findUser brackets call like this one. So if this repository return null, what does that mean? Is it absence of user, or is it kind of error in your database? Should you return kind of constant user object for absence of user for this UID? And this is where all such issues begins. So because in Java, absence of value is always unclear. Should it be null or not? Many projects, many teams solve this issue differently for their projects. Nice liners here. They go by Rhône River, maybe up to even Switzerland. I don't know, just guessing. So many teams solve such nullability issues with different approaches. For example, using some non-null annotations, which are processed by Java compiler, but they are also not 100% of guarantee that you won't have a null pointer error in the runtime, because in the runtime there will be no checks for these annotations. All these annotations are erased in the runtime. Another alternative, using some kind of bytecode orchestration libraries such as Lombok, which are effectively insert null pointer check in your generated bytecode. So it's already a much more effective approach. But you will have to use a third-party external library at your project, and your build time will be longer. And of course, there is optional type in Java, which was added many years ago already, and in some cases it can solve half of null pointer checks, but at the end effectually it didn't eliminate the core issue, because the variable of optional type can be also null, and in a sense you should check optional variable for null itself. Okay, now let's switch to Go finally. And in Go, all your types are structs, and they are values by default. So most of the types, even SDK built-in types, they are structs, so values by default. So you don't have such nullability issue everywhere like in Java, because most of your variables are values with and Go introduced special zero values for all value types. So you won't get any nil pointer exceptions, panics in Go, because every value type, every your struct variable will have zero value, not nil value by default. Of course, there is a nil value in Go, and this nil is for pointer types, and you can make from every value type, you can convert to corresponding pointer type. So if you have your struct, you can declare variable as pointer to that your struct. So if you really want to use nil instead of empty zero value, you can use pointers explicitly, and that's where core difference exists. If you want to use nil, null in Java world, you will use pointer explicitly, and every other code will handle that specially, because it will be pointer type, not value one. So null pointer error is not problem, and also you will have nil not only pointer-based type, but for heap-based type like slices, maps, channels. So actually you can have the same null pointer error as in Java, but in Go with variables of only few special types, special compound types, maps, slices, channels. And generally the scope of this issue is very limited. So that's essentially the main differences between Java and Go for this aspect of null references, absent values. And if you think about the consequences, we can state that in Go you won't have to spend time for constant nil-null checks as in Java. You don't have to even think about it, and it saves your time very much. In Java, still after 30 years of language development, this issue, which was built from very beginning, it still exists, and still a lot of null pointer errors happens almost in any Java project. If you don't use effective alternative. Yes, about alternative, I forgot to mention also JVM-based languages like Kotlin, Scala, and others, which has non-null types by default. So in Kotlin, for example, if you want null-based type, you use question mark after type definition, type declaration. So only using another JVM-based language or such bytecode manipulation libraries like Lombok, you can effectively solve these null pointer hell issues in Java. While in Go, you don't have such issue by default, except a few cases with heap-based compound types, hash map slices, or explicitly declared pointers, your pointers. Here is, by the way, the pool next to the Rhône River, and this pool is always overcrowded. bridges over the Rhône River, the longest river in Lyon. So that's essentially what I wanted to talk about. Different approaches, different philosophy in the language design regarding absence of values and null references. So that's essentially what I wanted to discuss about absence of values and different language designs regarding null and empty values in these two languages, Java and Go. If I miss something, you can comment. We can discuss in details. Thanks for watching. Bye.